You are. Right, okay. Let's intro.
Right. So, the 802 have another lovely guest this weekend, and this time it's someone that is. I can't even put into words how phenomenal this person is. Elliot Joseph Rance, aka Alexis Stone, is a master with a makeup brush. The Manchester-based makeup artist extraordinaire first became known for his incredible shape-shifting skills that see him transform himself into everyone from Cameron Diaz to Kim K to Adele. His track record is unmatched. Transforming his own image and identity has been the most interesting to watch, both on Instagram and YouTube. Back in January 2019, Alexis made headlines after convincing his fans he'd undergone extensive surgical procedures, a real-life episode of Botched. Eventually, he revealed that this was in fact just a prosthetic, with sporting a prosthetic mask all this time. The intention behind this dramatic stunt was simply demonstrating the power of makeup in aiding transformation. It had us shook, gagged, and wigless. So, on this week's 802, we welcome the phenomenal, the extraordinary Alexis Stone. So, Alexis, how are you and how have you been holding up? Welcome to the 802. How are you holding up through quarantine and the new normal?
Yeah, no, do you know what? I kind of feel like I was mentally prepared for this with the plastic surgery project because I wore a mask for 3 months and I didn't leave the house. So whilst this one's a little bit different in the sense that I had that freedom taken away, it's sort of comforting knowing that it's the entire world. And I know that sounds pretty satanic, but knowing that we're all going through the shitstorm together is comforting. But no, fine. I mean, I work from home. I have my own little fantasy world that I'm in a majority of the time, quarantine or not quarantine. So I've been okay. How have you been?
We've been all right. Apart from, not being able to get dick, that's been kind of hard, but,
I mean, can't relate. I mean, you can quarantine me, but you can't quarantine this pussy. So
we love to see it.
Yeah, this is why it's a good thing that my manager's not in this conversation.
I love it. Phenomenal. Yeah, but we've been good. As for Dan, do tell us what you've been up to.
I've been good. I've been sat in this house, I know every crack in the wall now. I know every little bit on the ceiling. The landlord is going to get a very detailed email at the end of this. Be all of these things need fixing. But yeah, no, sort of biggest thing from quarantine is starting up the 802 with this maniac on the other side of these microphones.
I know. I've been living the dream.
I can imagine.
I know. So it's been all right. It's been all right. You're our third guest, and it's we're I was literally right. Let me just send the word out to Alexa and be like, hey. So it's did you watch Game of Thrones?
I did. Do you know what? I'm one of the 1% of people that didn't.
Okay, all right.
I know. Kristen, I know.
You missed out on so much good stuff, and then a lot of bad stuff at the end.
Yeah. So
I feel like if I watched it, it would have made me too relatable. So that's what I'm going to put it on. It's just clever branding. And my ethos is just to stay cancelled so I can't get cancelled again. So, no, I've heard amazing things about it. But it's one of those things that you have to watch from the very beginning. Otherwise, it doesn't really make sense. And I just simply don't have, I'm just going to say that I don't have enough time. But the reality is
hey, we love the honesty on the show. If it wasn't honest, we're just end the friggin' thing. Absolutely. So I always wondered, what does Alexis Stone stand for?
Alexis Stone.
Yeah.
So, for me, growing up watching these 90s femme fatale thrillers, things like Basic Instinct and The Hand That Rocks the Cradle and Single White Female, I was always gravitated towards these powerful females that were almost villainesque. Yes. And I think, as a gay guy, we are all attracted to these types of characters, whether it's Cruella de Vil or Miranda Priestley. For me, it just is a little push or step further than that in this sort of murderous, scandalous way. So when I first started doing Alexis Stone, it was very visual based. And then obviously over the years, it's commercialized somewhat, like we all have to do and sell our souls to the devil.
Damn right.
But for the most part, it's about being a villain. And I know that I mean, I think for the most part people understand that, and I hope that most people also understand that it's character, and drag for me has always been an acting avenue. But for the most part, that's it. Is this cold femme fatale that's somewhat intimidating, and Alexis actually. It doesn't come from Alexis Carrington, which everyone presumes it does. It actually comes from Alexis from Ugly Betty, when Rebecca Roman played her.
You know what's really funny? I was going to say, I get from Alexis, I get a lot of, Vanessa Williams, her character, like that bad bitch.
Oh, the fantasy.
Yes,
or you,
I
as
get
a gay
that from
kid
you.
watching that, it was like, it is the fantasy. Like, sat at home vibrating.
Yeah.
And then every time Daniel Mead came on, I'd like go up to my room and be like, I'm really tired, Mum. I'm just going to go to sleep now.
Yeah.
And reality was absolutely not the case.
And then touch yourself in a sensual way. We love it.
And
We've all been there.
Literally.
I love it. The truth. But it's true. But I don't. I do get that whole. I feel like because I've seen you before, like in Manchester and stuff, and I feel like whenever you walk into a room, you really give me that, like, the Manchester Donatella meets Devil Wears Prada. You're like, it's like, I own it. And it's like, I don't know what you own, but you own it.
I'll take that. I'll PayPal you for that one. That's a good one.
We love it. We love it, but it's the truth. But yeah, but it's nice to see someone like you, because I've been a massive fan from a long time, and even my sister who's back home in Trinidad and Tobago, they're massive fans of yours, and you wouldn't believe that you actually have a fan base out there.
Wow.
So they're
you know what? It's always the weirdest places. I remember I was on holiday a couple of years ago now with my mother on her 50th birthday on the middle of nowhere on a beach, a private beach. I'd just given her some presents. We were having a nice, can you say romantic meal with your mother? I mean, it was somewhat romantic. It was a romantic setting. Yeah. And out of nowhere, a group of girls came over and asked to take some photos. And it was magical in the sense that my mum had never seen that before, that side of my work. But it's always, honestly, the weirdest places on planet Earth, or whether I'm on a plane. So no, I really appreciate that it's sort of the blessing of social media is it reaches people all over the world. Yeah,
it is pretty incredible, and it's nice because like I've seen your brand build. Like I've seen how hard you worked and how you started on. Like I used to see you around Manchester, and then like I just saw you like become this online sensation. It's like
it was pretty overnight.
Yeah, I mean, I am still gagged for your reveal up to this day, like that.
Yeah,
like
I hear that a lot.
Like,
can we talk about that reveal just a little bit more?
Yes, we're ready.
Do it.
I need to.
So for those that have no idea, what the reveal is, I convinced the world for 3 months I had extensive reconstructive plastic surgery whilst hiding behind Oscar award-winning makeup prosthetics designed by David Marty, who worked on Pan's Labyrinth and Hellboy, and I achieved the Wildenstein effect, gaining sort of international coverage as this botched ex-male model who became his obsessed idol Jocelyn Wildenstein, and then as the ultimate fuck you, I decided to tear it off on New Year's Eve and ruin everyone's New Year's Eve. And then that was really it.
We were gagged.
It was insane. Insane.
Like,
what was the sort of like? What was the reaction you got to that? Was it? I imagine it was just a lot of shock.
Substantial. Absolutely. Right. I mean, it was shocking for me as well. I knew it was gonna. I think I was so submerged in the fantasy of it all and living this Mrs. Doubtfire lifestyle of like sneaking around wearing a mask.
Yeah.
That I hadn't really comprehend how the wavelengths were going to send around the world, but I knew pretty quickly, I mean pretty much an hour after I had launched it, that it was going to reach the people it did. I mean, I had messages from Kim Kardashian to Lady Gaga to Anastasia Beverly Hills, all saying that they had been sat there watching it for months and that they were completely gagged. So that was a real pinnacle moment in my life that really set me on the course of being a sort of recognized artist.
Yeah, because I remember like just being like, I think I was actually pre-drinking at my friends, and they were like, Nick, come and watch Alexis' video. I was like, what? And it was like, boom. I was like, shut the fuck up. Listen, Manchester was gagging, and I mean, they were drooling. I was like, no, she didn't. And I was like,
tore her face off.
I was like, damn, that was something. And I was like, wait, she just tear her face off. It was like, it's like I'll tell you as a fan, I'm just, girl, that reveal, like Drag Race can't even touch a reveal like that.
I
Like
kind
that
of want to
one.
go on Drag Race just so I can recreate that reveal.
Yes!
To show them all these
Really?
queens that are tearing off like a big skirt into a tutu. I want to tear
Yeah.
off my face.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, let's see you match that up, bitch.
It's funny when I meet queens now. They'll say like, "Oh, I'm a show queen. I do reveals," and then they look at me and they go, "Okay, I'm a show queen. I'm a show queen." Leave the reveals to mama.
It's like, girl, get to the back and get some prosthetic on your face.
Literally.
So with, you know, like how your art skills and your transformation, your shock value and your online presence, how do you engage with your fan base and like keep delivering? Like how do you keep evolving as an artist?
I think people are so involved in me and my life and my growth and my downfalls and my achievements. I think having that unfiltered, unbiased truth and reality in all of my work, and whilst I obviously can sell a fantasy, I think that's what people are really involved in. So I think just by being my authentic self and updating them when I'm having those shit days where I can't get out of bed, and having them alongside me when I achieve things, and being able to give back to them with incredible products which they can use to further their artistry, which they've encouraged me to further my artistry. I think it is, and as cheesy and wankery as it sounds, it is a family. And for someone that's not a family orientated person, social media and the people that have reached out to me over the years have really sort of reminded me and helped me get through those shitty times. So I think just being transparent is the best engagement I have with my followers.
Yeah, that's good, because I feel like with you, you're very to the point. There is no black and white. It's more like it's Alexis or nothing. And I think that's really important, because not only are you even like, because remember, you're also a character, and if that character doesn't stick to like what you're known for, it kind of like it defeats your brand because you're not being yourself. So I think you being you is very important. And not even that, I feel like I'm sure you might realize you have a lot of younger kids that look up to you and be like, you know what, like and you, like your artistry is unmatched, and it's nice to see. It's nice to see like people like look up to you and stuff, and you're always very to the point. And you know what, I think sometimes being blunt and being yourself, as well as being like, I wouldn't say, like, it's up to you if you want to call yourself a role model. I think you are, because not only are you inspiring the young LGBTQ kids, you're also inspiring cisgender people, and it's nice. So
I mean, a majority of my audience, I mean, it's with 85% females, I would say a good 70% of that is cisgendered women.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that I can use my platform to be unapologetically myself whilst also being apologetic when I need to be, but also introducing this queer platform for those that are just perhaps uneducated or interested, and really just by being that is a political statement in itself.
100%.
So without me going out of my way or really wanting this sort of role model status, just by me doing what I do, it does sort of send wavelengths around.
Keep doing it, bitch.
No, I ain't going nowhere.